Sorry about that, guys. Little technical difficulties. DutyRon is back. Welcome in, replay viewers, live viewers, my friends throughout the world, throughout the country, all my new subscribers. Thank you so much, Winky. Just a little bit of technical difficulties. This Streamlabs has got a mind of its own. How are you, Winky? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Hi, Aussie Flag. How are you? Sorry about that before. I got to go and delete that because I had no audio and I had no video. I just had a dark screen and I was just going like I was there, but I don't think I was. Hi, Black Rose. How are you? Guy Heyman, good to see you. Thanks for joining. So I just wanted to come live. I wasn't going to go live tonight. I actually was going to wait until the end of the week on Thursday to go live with this, but I got so many messages from people. Hi guys, how are you? Thank you to the new subscribers and old people who have sent me really nice messages on the comment section. Greatly appreciated. Hi Meg, how are you? Good to see you. Tammy, Heather, thank you for all you guys joining. I still haven't figured out the tripod situation. I got to get a new tripod so this way I can see the comments right up front instead of having to look down. Hi Leanne, hi Gail, how are you? Kim, good to see you. Tori Hartman sent you. Good, excellent, thank you. Tell her I said thanks. Tell her I said thanks. So, just give me 2 seconds. I don't know what's happening here. I gotta look at the comments. Okay, there we go. All right, so good. Let's make sure Joey's here. Joey Brooklyn's here. My good friend Meg is here from Southern Cal. Great to see everybody. Thanks for joining. So let's get the party started. As you guys can see, the snow is coming down. Out here in the backyard, you can see the snow is coming down. You know, just a little dusting right now, but it is snowing here in New York. It's snowing. So hi Tawanda, hi Cookie Hill. A special thank you to all of my Patreon supporters and all the new ones. Aussie Flag, good to see you. Now, listen, guys. Before I get started with Chris Watts, I just want to say that I'm overwhelmed with the amount of questions and possible ideas. I gotta say, I'm impressed with each and every one of you guys. You know, there are a certain segment of people who send me ridiculous questions or ridiculous thoughts, but I don't say anything bad about it. I know that everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but just know this, I can't answer every question that comes to me, but today I spent about 3 hours answering a lot of questions. I won't continue to do that like for everybody going forward, but I gotta say I'm impressed with the ideas, with the possibilities that you guys are coming up with, and a lot of the great stuff that I've seen in the comment section and by email, DM on like Twitter and Instagram. Like the ladies and gents out there all over the world really impressed me with some of the things that they were saying. Hi Kim, thank you so much thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. So I gotta start off by saying I commend a lot of people that have come up with really interesting concepts or case possibilities in this Christopher Watts. Really a nightmare. This is a nightmare case because we have a guy here who agreed and pretty much said, listen, without saying it, he pretty much pled guilty to all the charges. So what happens is the prosecutors, you know, their job now is kind of slowed down a little bit. It's not that they stop, but when someone pleads guilty to everything, basically, you know, you got your conviction. Now we throw the monkey wrench in with the girlfriend, and now we have a shitstorm of possibilities. You know, was she involved in it? Did she plan it with him? Did she push him to do it? Did she stalk his wife? Did she planned this for months and months and months, because I'm reading stuff that she went on Facebook, she went on Google and Googled the wife and did all kinds of stalkerish things. So that being said, you know, a lot of women, a lot of guys will, you know, get into this Google mode where they're Googling everything. So without getting into the craziness of this, I have to keep this from a law enforcement standpoint. And I'm going to, the only time that I will go on speculation is here with this situation going on, with the interview that already took place, that we're going to hear about in a couple of short days. You know, on Thursday we're going to hear about this case, about what the audio was from the prison cell. My guesses and my speculation are a couple of things, and I'm just going to give it to you because this is the most common question that everybody was sending me. Is, you know, do you think that Nikki's going to get charged? Do you think NK is going to get charged? What did they go there and ask him about? I'm going to tell you, hello from Oklahoma. Thanks for coming in. I'm not looking at the comments right now, so just hold the questions that you have for me. Give me about a half hour. Give me about 30 minutes to talk, and then we'll do the questions. If you haven't invited, invite on social. Please just do it. Invite it out if you can. So my speculation is the feds and the two other authorities went to conduct this audio. I'm not sure if they got video, for good reason. I said this in my previous videos. They're not going to take all the resources and go to another state. You know, he was taken out of Colorado and put into Wisconsin for two reasons. Number one, he was getting death threats from the inside, and he's also not guaranteed his safety on his solitary confinement. They have him on they had him in solitary confinement for very good reason. Prisoners do not like child pedos, child murderers, child abusers. There's an unwritten law, and I know this from being in and out of the prisons here in New York and in a lot of different states. People who commit these type of crimes, murdering children, raping children, abuse, child abuse, they don't fare well in jail, and he won't fare well. You know, I have a strong feeling that he'll either get killed in jail or wind up killing himself. And a lot of people will say, how is that possible if he is on, if he's in protective custody? How is someone going to kill him? The correction officers, and you know, you guys don't know this, but I've dealt with the corrections on a regular basis for 20 years. Correction officers don't like these guys either. So there's that slither of time, whether it's 1 hour or 20 minutes or 5 minutes, where this guy could be left alone and shanked or, you know, choked out in the same fashion that he smothered his children and choked his wife. That could possibly happen in prison to him. So I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but correction officers can look the other way. Correction officers don't have eyes on him 24/7. So in a perfect case scenario for me, rather than to see him, and this is my opinion, people, rather than to see him go and exist until he grows old in jail, I would prefer to see something like that happen. Now, I'm not condoning that, and I'm not saying that somebody should do that, but the prison system is a vicious community. It is harder than being out on the street as a drug dealer or a really bad thug, you know, because as bad thugs and drug dealers and all these bad people know, they're always got to look over their shoulder. When you're in jail, you got to look over your shoulder every second of the day. There's an unwritten rule in jail, you have to sleep with one eye open. So there could be a strong possibility that this guy doesn't fare well in jail, whether he's on 24-hour protective custody or not. How is the audio? How's the audio? I'm using my professional Logitech 920 Pro. It's got dual speakers on it, but if I have to, I can plug in the pick mic. So I'll leave it up to Joey. Joey, do you think I should plug in the pick mic or should I leave it? Hello, Black Irish. Good to see you. Hi, guys. Audio and video is perfect. Okay, thanks, Joe. All right, so I'm not looking at the comments, so hold the comments. You guys can talk amongst yourselves. So, in prison, it's not a conducive environment for him. It's not going to be comfortable. He's never going to be relaxed and like, you're the man. He's not going to be getting high fives from other inmates. Other inmates are going to want to fucking kill this guy. Trust me on that. Other inmates are going to really want to get at him because this is a very, very noteworthy crime. It's high profile, and I really don't think that he's going to fare well. And you guys can hold me to it, mark my words, do whatever you want to do. I know the prison system. I know how it goes at Rikers Island here. I know about our state prisons. He's in a state prison, and he is not in a federal prison. So he's open season for correction officers are not his friends either. These guys despise him, just as law enforcement despises somebody who would brutally smother his two gorgeous, beautiful kids and his wonderful wife. She seemed like a really, really sweet, a wife that every man would want to have. You know, she seemed to be outgoing, social media savvy, into health and fitness. You know, like to keep herself, you know, looking good, and you know, just for me, I feel that the corrections guys are not going to be his friend and not going to be protecting him. So I know the system. I've been in and out of New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, the tri-city, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania. Those were places we went to all the time. Tri-state. I couldn't think of that. Tri-state area. I dealt with those jails, and let me tell you, some of the jails in Pennsylvania were brutal. Some of the upstate New York state jails, like Attica, and all the really old ones. Towanda's got a really old one. You go up towards Niagara Falls, there's a couple of really nasty ones up there. And they're old school, man. Like, we had to drive in, and the guard tower guy would lower on a rope a 5-gallon bucket, and we'd drop our guns in there unloaded. The guy would take it up from a guard, you know, from like a 50-foot guard tower, and then we would drive our car in on like it looked like a Jiffy Lube oil thing that was underneath, was open, and there was a guy under there looking at the cars, and they did everything like old school. And it was nasty. The inside of those prisons were really not nice, and a lot of bad people. He's in a correctional facility for. They used it as a mental hospital, and then they converted it to a facility for the heinous criminals, like the worst of the worst. You know, there was notable criminals in the prison he's in Wisconsin that have killed wives and families, and you know, there's a lot of notable murderers in his current facility that he's in. So he's not having a good time, guys. He's not having a good time. At the end of the day, what everybody wants to know is, you know, before I go into this guy, as we know, and some of you might not know it, he's getting mail from women that are like part of his fan club. There's a segment of the population that becomes attracted to these killers, these brutal killers. And I don't know why. I don't know what that phenomenon is, but it's sickening to me. So he's getting lots of mail, you know, women sending themselves pictures of themselves in bikinis, all kinds of people that are just wanting to, you know, get on this guy's good side. freaking ridiculous. And I also read a report that he had past relationships, and I'm sure all you guys know about this. He's had past relationships where he met somebody on Tinder and had rough sex with a woman. She came forward. You know, I looked at all the discovery, the 200 pages of discovery, you know, all the text messages, the other questions that people were asking me, were they able to get the text messages? In the 200 documents that I scrolled through, it said that they retrieved all the messages that they needed to retrieve from her phone and from his. I read it. It was reported in an investigative report on A&E just February 19th. They mentioned it, and then I looked at the 200-page discovery, and you know, they got all the electronic information that they need. So the reason I feel that the girlfriend NK has not been arrested is because they didn't have sufficient evidence to arrest her. If they had sufficient evidence by, say, her implicating herself, I'll give you an example. If she sent a text message from her phone to Chris and said, "Did you do this? Are we on for this tonight?" Words to those effect. Is it a go? Are we still doing this? If she was to send messages implicating herself, you could bet your bottom dollar that she would be brought in at least for questioning and interrogated for hours on end about suspicion, even if there was a suspicion in writing. So they don't have anything like that, because if they did, the feds would have had her in, the local guys would have had her in. And trust me, I know this because I know how investigations go. You guys can talk till you're blue in your face about it, but if there was concrete evidence that implicated her either by him doing it or by somebody else or by herself, she would have been in cuffs and brought in a long time ago, and that's not the case. So all of this speculation that's out there is just exactly what it is, speculation, people talking, men and women just getting together and creating stories. So you know, so the Tinder thing, he had rough sex, you know, extramarital affair with God only knows how many other women. He supposedly, there was a male prostitute that came forward and said that he solicited services from him. So we don't know if he's bisexual or what the case may be. I don't really even care about that. But here's why I mention this, guys, is there could be a chance that they went to interview him because he has been reading the Bible and having these Christian moments, and he's, you know, trying to turn his life over to God because of the heinous act that he committed. And this is just my speculation. He could have all of a sudden now wants to admit to killing or strangling or murdering another female victim that's a missing persons case through Tinder or through one of his online interludes, because he had rough sex with one of them. And that's just speculation. I'm not saying that that's what's happening, but it could be him now wanting to cleanse his, you know, he's already done. He's dead, you know, he's dead in the water. He's never going to see the light of day. He's going to probably get killed in jail. His life is over. So he's probably like, well, what do I got to lose? I might as well come clean. So when I meet my maker, you know, maybe, and this is all just a maybe, you know, maybe he's, you know, but if that's the case, that would be breaking news. I don't think that they would hold that from February, 18th they went there, or 17th. I don't think that they would hold that. But I don't know how the authorities work in other states. I know here that would be a breaking story that would have to come right out. Also too, you know, I spoke about this briefly, and this is just speculation. Don't hold me to it. But he could also be willing to give up the inner workings of how he planned it, because don't forget, the prosecution, once he agreed to say, I'm guilty, there was no, there was no further questioning of how did you do it, how did it happen. He agreed, he pled guilty to murdering his whole family, his unborn child, and he got sentenced. I think it was 5 or 4 consecutive life sentences with 84, I read 84 extra years tacked on. He's got life in prison. Maybe for him, and this is speculation, he wants to give inner working, the inner, see, what happens is criminal profiling, like criminal psychologists, they want to get into the mind of somebody like this so they can create a profile, so they can study serial killers, people who wipe their families out. They want to know what the triggers are, and then maybe he was just willing to participate in some type of questioning along those lines to get into his psyche. And this is also, that's the third angle that I have with this. The second one that I didn't say, which I already said on my last broadcast, is maybe he's trying to get more leniency with visits at prison, because when you're in solitary, you don't get any visits. Maybe he wants to get the visits with his parents more. His dad, he seems to be very close with his father. Maybe he wants to, you know, get a little more liberties. These are just possibilities. I don't see NK getting locked up, that he's giving up breaking news to them, because he's not a credible guy that anyone would believe anyways. But if they had physical evidence to arrest her, she would have been arrested already. So those are my 3 possibilities, and it could be something even that I'm not even mentioning here. But I feel that it's got to do with some type of cooperation with the case, cooperation with giving these criminal psychologists, these criminal, they want to know what, you know, what the makeup is. They interview all of these, you know, all of these serial killers, these insane, they call them criminally insane. They want to go and get into the psyche of them. So maybe it's something along those lines, because that would be, you know, I don't see the feds and the 2 authorities going for that. But once they take a case, when the feds take on the case, anytime there's questioning, whether it's major questioning or minimal questioning, they all have to accompany each other. In other words, when I would work with the U.S. Marshals, if we were going from New York to, say, Georgia, we would be attached to the U.S. Marshals until that case was completely done. And this case isn't closed. This case is still open. So, you know, it's closed in regards to that they got an investigation, but now, because they did that interview, it's reopened. So if it was completely closed, now for them to go there and speak to him, they have to reopen the case. It's just a technicality, but it has to be reopened. And if you reopen it, all of the authorities that did the investigation have to go together. So I hope that makes things a little bit clearer to you. But, you know, as far as the girlfriend and the guilt with NK, I'm with you guys on it. I feel that she definitely pushed him into this, gave him ideas. You know, she wiped out her phone. She did the Google search on, can police get my text messages? So she was, and still probably is, worried about stuff. But unless she hired some really, really technical, geeky guy that could come over there and wipe her phone out, like do a complete cleansing of her phone, and if she did that, who knows? The feds and law enforcement might get a hold of that guy somehow, and then he will probably maybe give her up somewhere down the line. So I don't know, guys. All of it is speculation, but I can say this: don't go around believing everything that you hear. Let's wait and have a calmness about this and wait. We got 4 days. We got tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then on Thursday, we'll get it. I will watch it live. If I can see it live, I'll watch it live. I'll absorb what I hear, and then I'll go live afterwards, after I hear what the press conference is, and I will give you what I think of it. I'll give you my 2 cents of it. So that's the best that I can offer to you guys at this point. And if I offered anything more than that, let's just say for argument's sake, I offered you guys more than that, I would be doing an injustice to you, because it would just be me just spitting out nonsense. I'm giving you what I think. It could be 3 possible scenarios. And the fourth, if you really want to go on the fourth one where she's going to be arrested, that's a pipe dream. Because if they got the info on the 18th or the 17th, I think it was the 18th, if they had that info on the 18th where it was good, solid stuff, they're not going to create a press conference on March 7th and say, oh, we're going to go arrest NK. That's not going to happen. So for those of you who are praying, and I wish it would happen, you know, but if she in fact didn't have, if we don't have concrete evidence of her being an accessory to this crime, or being the person who put the pillows, or however they smothered, however these children, these poor little children were smothered, if there's no evidence, her hair, her DNA, her, you know, if she spit in the sink, or if she was sweating and sweat came down, if there's none of that in place, then there's no possible way to successfully criminally prosecute her. They could try to arrest her on a loose case, but that gets nowhere. What does that get you? It wastes all the resource of a trial, and if you don't have concrete evidence, you can't effectively prosecute her and put her in jail. So I hope I cleared things up. If you guys listen to what I'm saying, it makes sense. And my knowledge is coming to you from the arrest part, the police officer part, the detective part, but it also comes from me working with the prosecutor's office over 20 plus years on some heavy cases. I've had attempted murders. Thank you, Jay, for the super chat. Thank you. I've worked on cases from domestic violence to child abuse, the whole gamut. I've testified in trials. I've given, I've given speeches at domestic violence conferences. I've seen the process from the beginning, from when I click them up with the handcuffs, all the way straight through to me going up on, putting up my hand and going through a trial and testifying before grand juries and full juries, guys. So I know the deal. And we got these days now until whatever happens comes out in the press conference. Let's keep a level head. Don't go live and just spew out information. If you got information, or if you're gonna come out with a theory that you think of, just say that it's a theory, so the people that are watching you don't say, oh, I heard from so-and-so that she was arrested. I heard from so-and-so that he is this and he is that. You know, thank you, Michelle, for the super chat. Thank you for that. I mean, could he say to them, and he wouldn't need to call in everybody, he could do this through his attorney. Could he say to his attorney, hey, I want the death penalty. I want to be put to death. I want the death penalty. Yeah, he can request that. But I don't know how the state of Colorado goes, whether you can re-request your sentencing to be opened. I know in New York you can't do that. Thank you, Alyssa Tallman, for the super chat. Thank you for that. And so this is what it is, guys. It's all before us. The forensics evidence, all of the forensics on the phones, computers, laptops, any electronic devices have been processed by the FBI, processed by the best possible people. And all of this conversation about, well, it's an iPhone and they can't get into it, and if they wiped it and blah, blah, blah. These are people that are just talking. I worked in computer crimes for 6 months. I was on a loaner for 6 months because they were short-staffed. And I saw what these guys do. And I saw the computer crime forensics lab. And I was told by many really well-seasoned detectives and computer forensics people that anything can be taken out of any phone. I don't care if it's a gold-plated iPhone that has super powers. That if the right person gets a hold of it on the computer forensics end, no matter what you do to it, they're going to get it out. And it says it in the 200-page document. It says that they have all the messages. I read it myself. All right, guys. I know you guys are busting at the bridges, so let me look at the comments. Hold on a second. Let me start right now with looking at the comments. So I'm gonna read the comments. I'm just gonna pick ones that, hey, Jay, is Jay from Justice in here? Jay is for Justice. How do I slow the chat down? How do I slow the chat down? Can someone tell me that? Let me see if I could do that from here. Hold on, guys. I think there's a way for me to do it here. Manage moderators, participants, toggle timestamps, send feedback. How do I slow the chat down? Hello, Jay, Can. Thank you so much for being in here. Hi, Wendy. How do I slow the chat down? Can someone tell me through Streamlabs? If I scroll backwards, it stops. All right, can anybody help me with that? I want to try to slow it down. People can slow their own chat down. He's not in general population. He's not. He's not in general pop. That was as of February 19th. As of February 19th, he was not in general population. New subscribers, thank you. Yes, thank you so much. Guys, I'll say it again. I want to try to slow the fucking chat down, but I don't know how to do it. Let me see if I can do it from my phone here. Hold on a second. Okay, live chat. There's 350 people here, so I want to slow it down. Hold on. Let me see something. Hold on a second, guys. I'm going to pull up a browser. Okay. Okay, I got it. I think I got it, guys. Hold on. Stand by. Okay, I think I got it. Here we go. I got it. Toggle timestamp, send feedback. Okay, here. Slow chat mode. Should I do it every 60 seconds or every 30? All right, I'll put it on 60. I put slow chat mode. Slow chat mode is on. I did it for every 60 seconds. I don't know if I should change that. All right. Watts is in maximum security on protection wing, so in a cell of his own. Yes. He's in 23 hours in and an hour out in protective custody. You know, that's sometimes worse than anything else. So because he got threats, I put slow chat on. He got threats when he was in Colorado. They had to transfer him because of safety reasons. Good to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. All the new subscribers, thank you for coming in. So let me do this. Okay, so chat is slowed, so I'm going to look at some of them. Hello from Edinburgh, Scotland. Thank you for joining. Hello from Iowa. Thank you, Bren. Thanks for coming in. I'm not going to entertain people that saying that they worked with them. I'm not going to do that. That's not what I do on my channel. So guys, those people can stay in here, but I'm not going to interact with you in regards to that. This is not a time or a place to do that. If anybody worked with them or anybody has info, you could send me verifiable stuff where I know for a fact, in fact, that you really do work with the person. I'm not saying that they didn't, but I don't engage in that type of stuff in my live chat. If you want to talk with me privately, you can send me an email at DutyRon@AOL, and I will need some proof that you really work with that person. And I'm not going to speak about it in a live chat about a person who wiped his whole family out. That's just not how I do it. I don't get down like that, guys. I don't do that. So I slowed the chat down. I slowed the chat down for everybody. Let me look at anybody that has a valid question. If I can answer it, I will. Thank you, Sappy. Thank you. You're welcome, Open Minds. Thank you. Thank you for thanking me. Yes, Rose. We are. And listen, I want to just say thank you to all the new subscribers and to people, guys. People who send me stuff in the comments like, "Hey, you talk to too many people. You call out people. You thank people." Listen. I'm conducting a live stream. It's my live stream. So do me a favor. If that's how you feel, keep those comments to yourself. If you put it in my open comment section at the bottom of my video, I'm going to mute you and I'm going to take you off, possibly take you off of even being have to be a chance of some of these live streams. So if you want to miss out on any of this stuff coming from a retired law enforcement guy, then that's the key to get yourself knocked out. Don't come and tell me that I shouldn't say hello and thank people, because I'm thankful for each and every one of you that are here. This social interaction is important, and if I want to say hello to people and I want to acknowledge people, that's my prerogative. Last time I checked, I hit the go live button and not that person that's telling me in the comment sections, you spend too much time talking to people. That's just someone that's selfish. So I spend time talking about the topic, but I also want to acknowledge all the great people that are in here and say thank you to each and every one of you for positively interacting with me and to interact with each other, you know? So that's important to me. And I'm not going to change my style just because you're some person that wants to come on my comment section and tell me, hey, you know, I love your channel, but you say hello to too many people. Get the fuck out of here. What, are you kidding me? So, that being said, welcome in everybody, and thank you for subscribing. Thank you for continuing to help me to help my channel grow. I do have a lot of valid, good information that I could get out to you. I'm going to be doing a lot of other cases, so let's all just coexist and be adults, and let's adult together, so this way we can have a good time. Let me just shut this down and get that light out of the way. All right, so I'm going to look at some of the chat now. I'm going to look at the chat. It's going slower, but it's still going pretty fast. So here we go. God, it's still going so fast. DutyRon, you're awesome. Thank you. Appreciate hearing your perspective. Thank you, Steph. I appreciate that. And moderators, don't mute or moderate anybody unless it is a derogatory comment. If someone is putting up, listen to me, guys, time out. Don't time out anybody unless it's a bad comment, all right? And let's let Joey Brooklyn take charge of the muting and the moderation. If you guys see something that's really bad, like in other words, somebody that is, you know, attacking another person's view, I don't want I want that moderated, but I don't want someone moderated if they just say I don't think it's right. I don't think, you know, everybody's entitled to voice their opinion with respect. Okay, so hi Darlene, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Hi Martin, Bella, good to see you. Thank you Tori for being in here. Joey Brooklyn, he is my good friend right there. Joey BKLYN_67. He's a guy who I recommend each and every one of you guys come and subscribe to. He's a great guy. Follow my friend Matt Sully. Follow Winky Whispers. Follow Black Rose number 11. Subscribe to all of those guys. Joey's a great guy. He's my best friend. So definitely subscribe. Haven't most men in prison? Hold on a second. Haven't most men in prison committed an offense against women or children? No. Listen, guys, that's not true. That's Alyssa, that's a false statement. I'm talking about murderers who've murdered their families. The domestic violence guys, they don't fare well, but they're not, they really don't get the wrath of someone who's wiped their whole family out. When you kill a little 3 and 4-year-old or a little baby, you kill your own creation. You kill anybody that's a child, whether it's yours or not, and you go to jail, you're going to have a fucked up time. You're going to have a hard time. And I'm telling you that from my experience. I know, I have friends who are corrections, state and city corrections guys, and I know how this goes. I know how this goes. Listen, I'm going to tell you this. I put a rabbi. All right, here's a story. Here's a story from DutyRon, guys. I went to John F. Kennedy Airport right here in Queens. I picked up a rabbi, a Jewish rabbi with the whole moishy curls and the hat and the whole thing. I picked the rabbi up, and guess what? He had a warrant. He came from Israel. He had an 18-year-old warrant for what? Molesting a boy. So he had a sexual warrant for molesting a young boy, 18 years old, 18-year-old warrant. He thought it was okay to come back from his country because 18 years was enough. He came into JFK, Customs and Border, did the iris scan and the fingerprints. He popped the warrant. Warrant squad came. I picked him up, right? You know what he said to me? Let me go home. You know what is? Let me go home. I pay you. He bribed me. So I added the bribery charge onto his warrant that he had. Zelda, thank you for the super chat. I lodged him in Rikers Island because court was closed when we picked him up. I lodged him into Rikers Island, and he stayed there. It was a Friday night. He stayed there till Monday. I had the weekend off. I got a phone call on Monday. You got to come here, and you got to come to Rikers because we got a situation. The guy was beaten up in the cells. He had a turban on his head. He had, white bandage all around his head. The inmates got word of his warrant for the child molestation. They beat the crap out of him, and I had to bring him to the hospital. I had to take him to the hospital because he was my prisoner. So, so it is what it is. It is what it is, guys. So for me, I got to tell you, these guys don't fare well in prison. They don't fare well in prison. So Christopher Watts is not going to do well in prison. Thank you, Pugs, for the super chat. Thank you. I want to divorce you. Did not say hi to me. I want a divorce. Pugs, I got 375 people in here, and I slowed the chat down 60 seconds. Should I slow it to 30? I mean, should I go one more to 30? How do inmates find out that other prisoners have done? Because the guards, the actual prison guards, the prison, the corrections officers, they announce it. Because corrections officers don't like when they see a child molester or somebody that's really bad. They make an announcement. Oh, you see this guy right here? He did this. And then they put it out there. That's how, Linda, I've actually heard that happen myself. Sub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in a tub. So that's how it goes. That's how it goes. It gets out there. Just how people like to talk about, gossip, gossip on the computer, on the internet, on Facebook. It's the same thing. It's the same type of community, guys. So, yeah. Jody, prison guards are human beings as well, and they don't like these scum of the earth. They don't like these scum of the earth. They are obligated to protect these people, but at the end of the day, one slip of the how cute, Ron. People, how cute. Ron made a joke, exactly. But what I'm saying is there's always opportunities. There's always opportunities for things to happen. He's not going to have a great time in prison, and let's hope that he has a real miserable time, right? We don't want to see him have a good time there, And I'm hoping that justice on the inside, jailhouse justice we call it, gets served. He will not have Facebook. He will not have access to the internet. That I can tell you. He will not. Please set the chat to 30, says Black Rose. Okay, I'll do that right now. I'll do that right now. Okay, set to 30. It is set to 30, guys. We're set to 30. Now, I have some stuff queued up. I have some stuff queued up from Watts from February. Let me take a look at this. This is a piece from February 19th. So this is the latest update on Watts from February 19th. It says Chris Watts to not fight wrongful death suit filed by wife's Cheyenne's family, but filed by his wife's family. If anybody wants to see that, if any of my big time subs and any of my day ones want to see that, I'll be willing to play that. I'll tell you how long it is. It is 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Let me just see. Hold on a second. This is another one. This is another one that talks about his his love letters that he's getting from prison from the women. If anybody wants to see that, this is a short one. It's a minute and 37. Do you guys want to see this about the women sending him letters in prison? This one's pretty comical. Okay, all right, let's play it. Let's play it, guys. All right, here we go. I want to get a big screen. Hold on a second.
Were unspeakable, the murders of his pregnant wife and 2 little daughters. Yet 33-year-old Chris Watts is actually receiving love letters. "In my heart, you're a great guy," writes a woman named Candace. "If you do write me back, I'd be the happiest girl alive, that's for sure." She signed off with hashtags Team Chris, Chris is innocent, love him, and so cute. Another woman named Tatiana wrote, "I found myself thinking a lot about you," and sent a photo of herself in a bikini. A woman named Kim wrote, "I'm hoping to brighten your days." Hannah wrote Chris Watts' name in flowery calligraphy and told him, "I feel this connection to you." Many of the letters, which were released by prosecutors, are signed with hearts and X's and O's for hugs and kisses.
These women have created a fantasy lives for themselves, especially with their pretend relationship with these men behind bars.
Psychologist Dr. Judy Ho, co-host of TV's Face the Truth, says even the worst killers have groupies who write, visit, and even propose marriage.
It's oftentimes what we talk about when women seem to be attracted to bad boys. It's because they want to be the special person that can turn this life around and then be able to attribute that to their own self-esteem.
Parkland school shooter Nicholas Cruz, Boston Marathon bomber Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, and wife killer Scott Peterson all received love letters from women. Now Chris Watts joins that notorious list.
How pathetic is that? Pretty pathetic, right, guys? So, I mean, listen, I don't even get into even looking at any of those types of mannerisms. I even have a hard time looking at this guy. But at the end of the day, you know, he is like, for me, I'm really praying and hoping that he has a really tough time in jail, and that's what I need to go on. I need to go on that every day is going to be a tough day for him because of what he did, the heinous crime that he committed. For me, the best thing that can possibly happen is that someone shanks him, some inmate who is already serving a life sentence just like he is, just another guy who is just like a family guy who maybe, you know, committed some crime that he's in there for life, and just says, you know what, this guy doesn't deserve to breathe, and he just takes him out. I mean, I hope. You know, it's wrong as a good Catholic to say that, but he's, you know, this guy was dirty, cheating on his wife, cheating with another, you know, with another female from Tinder, you know, having rough sex behind his wife's back. This guy's the worst of the worst. So, yeah, I mean, these are all the same kind of criminal profile, guys. These guys fit that crazy criminal profile. It's really just, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. So it's snowing, guys, as we can see out here. We got snow coming down. It's snowing pretty good. It's actually snowing a pretty good clip. I don't think so. I don't think so, Rosemary. I don't think so. I don't think they would allow him. Right now, he can't get any visitors, period. I think the only one is his lawyer, and he's gotten to see his father, I think, once or twice. So it's not an open It's not like an open door where anybody can just come and visit this guy. Anybody can come visit him. It's not. He gets 1 hour a day out. Gets 1 hour a day out. Yeah, I mean, of course, Isaiah. Guy wipes his whole family out, and all of a sudden now he wants to become a godly person. Give me a break. Give me a break. You know? Bad here. Freezing cold in Denver. Yeah, Denver is cold. So, hey, how are you, Photo Pics? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. So March 7th, it's this Thursday coming up, guys. I'm going to cover it live. I'm going to cover March 7th live. Guys, everyone go follow and subscribe Joey BKLYN _67. So yes, it's all good. Smile, Ron, you're on candid camera. So, you know, this is, I had to do this broadcast because people were asking for it. People wanted it. You know, I'm getting so many comments in the comment section. My comments have been blowing up. Emails, direct messages, it's literally impossible. So if I don't get back to you guys right away, don't take it personally. Don't like say, oh, DutyRon's just ignoring me. It's literally impossible. I'm one person. I'm running, you know, I have a household here. I'm running a family. I got a life. You know, I'm married. I got kids. I'm running a family. So this is not my full-time job. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I don't want that. You know, that's not cool. That I would not do that. I would not do that. Let me just go back to that. Hold on a second. I just want to go back to that. Another channel revealed NK's current info and company. I don't have that info, but I will drop it here when I can dig it up, since it's been pulled from public record. Laura, do me a favor. Don't do that here, because if you do that here, I will block you. That's not cool. I don't want to dox anybody, whether they're criminals or not criminals. Nobody come here and drop any of that kind of information. If you want to give me that information, you can send it to my email, and I'll just keep it. But I'm never going to go out there and do that. That's not something that I would do. So please don't ever do that, because if you do it, I'll wind up blocking you. Nothing personal, but I don't get down like that. I would not do that. I would not do that. If other people choose to do that, that would be up to them. But I'm about respect and honor. I don't care how bad the person is, how much we all don't like her, but I would not do that. I wouldn't do it to anybody. So don't listen. Nobody get involved in chat with asking her why. I'm just pointing it out. She was trying to be friendly and she was trying to offer some help. So I don't want to see any of the comments attacking her. It had nothing to do with her. She was just trying to offer extra info, and I appreciate that. So send it to me on a DM privately. So hello, Miss Gruich. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming in. DutyRon is in the building. So anyways, I slowed the chat down considerably. I've slowed it down considerably. Thank you, Cowgirl. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. What are we talking about with these numbers? Oh, okay, the number of people in the chat. 432 people on the live is what I see here on my Android. On my computer, it says 300. Computer says 360. So anybody have any questions? I'm from New York, and now I live in Arizona. How do you like it? That's a big transition. Hot, dry weather, as opposed to this, as opposed to snow. Yeah, I mean, listen, we can all speculate on what she's guilty of. I feel that she definitely, I'm dying to know that thing. I mean, I feel that she was involved. Obviously, she knew that he was going to, who knows? Who knows? This guy is so much of a liar and so much of a, he could have told her, I'm just going to leave her. I'm going to pack my bags and go. So it could have been something so simple, like, and it makes her kind of innocent, not innocent in the way that you think, but like more that it could be something so simple, like he lied to her and said, oh, I'm just going to divorce her. I'm going to pack my bags and we're going to leave. We're going to go and I'm going to start a new life in another state. Or he could have told her, I'm going to try to get rid of her. I'm going to try to do whatever I have to do, poison her or whatever. And if she knew about that, then that's criminally involved. So there could be a chance that this woman has no knowledge that he was trying to kill his whole family. And then there could be, on the other end of it, could be that she knew about it all. and that she was pushing him to do it. The going and getting the wedding dress, looking at all the things that she did, leads me to think that he either told her he was going to leave her outright, or he was going to somehow do something. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I would just be guessing. I'm just guessing at this point. So, but I will say this, guys, as a retired law enforcement professional, and I have to keep saying it because so many people come in and out of the room. I'm a retired New York City police detective with 20 plus years experience on the job. I have to say that if she implicated herself, that she knew that he was going to kill them, and the police had it, which I know that they don't, she would be under at least in custody and questioned. She hasn't been interrogated or anything. There's my merch link. Yeah, I have a merch store here. And thank you to everyone who has given Super Chat. Greatly appreciated. Never needed, but greatly appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the Super Chat, the PayPal donations, the merch purchases, and also my Patreon. I have a Patreon page where you'd have direct access to me, exclusive access to DutyRon for any type of law enforcement related questions, or any questions in regards to how crimes and criminal prosecution goes. I'm an expert in those areas. I know everything about it. I grew up in Towanda in New York. I think we spoke, Sherry. I think we spoke. Matt saying 5,889. I'm not sure what that number is. Thank you for the Patreon link. Very immature, sick people. I missed the rest of that comment. It is nice. It is nice. Listen, we all have speculations on what we think happened, and all it is speculations, because nobody knows other than him and possibly her, and that's it. And I don't think we'll ever get the honest, true story out of the guy. I don't think we'll ever get the honest, true story, So I'm here to just tell you guys, I'm here to tell you is please, 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 don't blow this thing out of proportion. It's already out of control. It's off the hook. It's off the hook. The things that I've heard from one end to the other is just makes my head want to explode. Hi Cindy, how are you? So I just shake my head at it, but I don't engage in it. I don't go on people's broadcasts that I hear, doing, their speculation of what they think happened or what, I don't do it. What I do is what's given out by my law enforcement counterparts. Because I worked for so long in law enforcement, I trust the men and women of police department and the men and women of the criminal justice system, because I know that they're out there doing a job to try to bring people to justice. Their jobs are to bring closure to families, and they work hard night and day to bring closure to families, guys. I know this because I did it. I did it for a long time. People got to realize that the detectives and the investigative squads, these people have their one sole purpose is to bring evil to justice and to get closure to families, guys. Please listen to me on that. Hello from Jacksonville. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. I don't do call-ins, Pugs. I don't do call-ins. I may do call-in. It'll be just one person at a time. I have Zoom, but there's no need for me to have a call-in at this point. There's no need for me to have call-in. But my next case is going to be the Karina Vetrano case. That's the jogger who was brutally killed, brutally beaten, and raped here in Howard Beach, Queens, New York, August 2nd, 2016, and that the murderer was arrested through DNA evidence, and there was a mistrial in that case. And there's going to be the new trial this month. They're going to be starting to pool jurors on the 12th. So next week on the 12th, they're going to start pooling jurors, and once they have the opening summations, when the prosecution and the defense gives their opening statements, I will be in the courtroom. I have the credentials. I used to work in that courthouse. I know all the court officers. I know all the personnel in that building. I practically lived in the Queens Criminal Courthouse. It's in Supreme Court because it's a felony. So I am going to be at the courthouse, and I'm going to go inside the courtroom and hear the opening summations, and I will bring it to you every day from when that trial starts until God willing, the conviction comes down, and to bring closure to that poor family, the mother, the father. I've showed you guys clips of them. It is just terrible. Talking about the Karina Vitrano case, Karina Vitrano. Look at some of my replays, and I have some dedicated broadcasts to that. I will be doing that case. Hello, Broward, Florida. I just came back from Florida. I was just in Florida a week ago. I was just in Florida. At this time last week, I was in Florida. So what else? What else? I see Hio is here. My resident groupie Hio is here. Hello, Frankie. Hi, Melanie. How are you? Good to see you. Hi, Wink. Mel, thank you for joining. So that's about it, guys. Darlene, great to see you. Thank you for watching. We gotta have, yes, Josh, we gotta talk. We gotta talk. Tomorrow I got a free day. I'm gonna do some snow shoveling because, as you can see, guys, it's snowing. So I'm gonna do some snow shoveling. Hold on. I gotta do something. Wait a minute. Where's that water ski mom? Let me fix that right now. Stand by. I want to take care of that right now. Where is she? Come back. Come back. I got her. I got her. All right, I took care of it. Water ski, no, you don't have to get approved now to put the links up. There you go. So I see I have some comment deletions that I have to take care of and some blocks to do. So anybody else have any other questions that they might want to ask? I mean, I've gotten thousands. I'm not even kidding about this, guys. I literally got thousands of questions in regards to the situation. I don't know. I don't have the answer to why the police are going to do this odd press release. I know that wouldn't happen here in the Northeast, but things get done differently when you're going into other states. So they have their reason for it. Let's just wait and let's find out. It is what it is. No matter what we say about it, it's not going to change anything right now. It's not going to change anything right now. So that's the situation at hand, guys. That's the situation at hand. Prayers of DutyRon, justice is served in that case. I pray, Sheila. I pray as well. There's a merch store. Thank you, Josh, for putting up the links. Thank you so much. Why are they waiting until the 7th? I don't know. And it tells me that there's no urgency to get it out. There's no urgency to get it out. Hold on. I'm going to slow this down because I want to see something. Is Rikers as scary as I have heard? Yes. Cowgirl, it is not friendly. It's not a friendly place. Ready for some warm weather, says Pat. Yes, me too, Camaro Pat. Thank you, Christine. Thank you for being in here, Christine. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. So, again, I don't like to beat a dead horse. Delaware, you guys getting snow in Delaware, or is it precipitation? Is it snow or rain up over there? Rikers is not a friendly place. No, Rikers is not a friendly place. Black Rose, there you go with the fire and ice from Black Rose. What time are you going live on the 7th? As soon as this comes out, I'll get the date and I'll get the time probably a day before, and I'll put it on a premiere. I'll do like a premiere or a, an upcoming event. So you guys can look, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification. And I will do an hour in advance. I'll give you guys a good hour in advance so everybody can get assembled. I'll have it, I'll be able to show you guys through OBS the press conference. We'll go over it, I'll break it down, I'll slow it up, I'll stop it. We'll talk about things in the middle of it. What I plan to do is let the press conference roll. It's going to be after the fact and everybody's going to see it. Obviously you guys will be able to see it. I'll roll the press conference from beginning to end, and then I'll put it back, and then we'll break it down. I'll slow it down. I'll stop it and I will talk about it from a law enforcement standpoint. I'll give you the breakdown of it as it happens. So definitely subscribe and click the notifications. I will share it on Twitter. So if you're not following me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter at DutyRon and Instagram at DutyRon. I do have a Facebook page, but I don't talk crime on the Facebook. It's really a family stuff. So you can follow me on Facebook, but don't engage me in my comments about cases on Facebook. Do me that favor. If you do, I'll block you. It's plain and simple. I'm a no-nonsense guy. I'm very respectful, but if you do that, I'm gonna block you. So definitely subscribe here. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at DutyRon, because I share all my broadcasts on Twitter. So if you're following me on Twitter, when I go live and you don't get the YouTube notification, you'll get the Twitter notification. So definitely do that. Definitely go there. Thank you so much for thank you for subscribing. I appreciate the subscriptions. Thank you so much for the Who's Your Smile for the subscription. So that's it. If you want to send emails, dutyron@aol.com. Hello from Germany. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. What time is it in Germany? What time is it over there in Germany? Thank you, Waterski Mom. Thank you. That's a whole nother case. That's something else. I will put my 2 cents into that. I will talk about it. I never spoke about it, Jessica. I never spoke about it. I'm going to start to look into some of these other cases. Thank you for subscribing on Twitter. Thank you for subscribing on Twitter. That's the best bet, because it's like a backup. It's like a backup. If you have Instagram, use Instagram. I share on Instagram as well. As a matter of fact, let me share this now onto Instagram. Hold on, guys. I just reminded myself. You're going to have to watch the replay. I talked about it. There was 4 separate scenarios that I think may happen. 4 separate scenarios, and I'm not going to rehash them again. Germany is 7 hours. Cool in New Mexico. Excellent. Let me know where you guys are watching from. I mean, there's 300 plus people in here. Let me know your city, state, or your country. If you're new, let me know so I can give you a shout out. City, state, or country. Go ahead. Go with that, guys. And if I know you, don't do it. 6:15 a.m. Kentucky, Western Australia. Hello from QC, Canada. Good to see you. Indiana, Maine, Calgary, San Antonio, Florida. Watching from Louisiana. Hong Kong. Whoa, Hong Kong. Kansas City, Philly, Illinois, Ohio, Colorado, Gold Coast, Texas. Wow, Bogota. Ireland. Nice. Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, Cincinnati. Wow, a lot of people in the house. A lot of love. A lot of love. Maryland, Wheaton. Nice. Kentucky, Venezuela, Brooklyn. Santa Rosa, California. Love it. Love it. Massachusetts in the house. Baton Rouge. Whoa, holy cow. You would think that the chat would go a little slower. Look at you guys. Staten Island. I love it. I love it. Albany, New York. Dallas, Texas. Kimberly, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just wanted to say hello, and I totally appreciate your content. I am in Wisconsin. Kimberly, a lot of love for the cheese state. A lot of love for the cheese state, Wisconsin. New York City and the east end of Long Island. Nice. California. Awesome. Maureen Conroy says, this is great. Hello from England. Good to see you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Seattle. The sun never shines in Seattle. Pennsylvania, Vermont. I tried to do the best I could, guys. Rahway, New Jersey. Nice. New subscriber from Fairfield, Ohio. Thank you. Thank you, Fairfield. Thank you. Hello from Germany again. Germany's coming. Germany keeps popping in. Ontario, Canada. South Wales, the UK, Thunder Bay, Ontario, Oregon. Nice. Awesome, people. Awesome. Awesome stuff. Gotta love it. New from Georgia. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to anybody who's just in here and just wants to hang out. Watts is not in solitary, normal pod, normal all. That's not what I read.
That's not the information that I have. But if that's the case, then if he's in a normal pod, then he's got even more of a chance of getting hurt. So that's good. Thank you for that information, Pugs. My latest information as of February 19th is that he was still in 23 hours and 1 hour out. So my intel told me something else. But if that's true, Pugs, that's even better. He's got more of a chance of getting hurt in a regular pod. So that's good. Thank you for the correction, and I trust it. I trust that info because Pugs is a good friend. So thank you for that info, Pugs. I stand corrected. I will look back into that, though. I will look back into it because before I went live, I did a little research, and but I do appreciate that, Pugs. Thank you so much. I heard that too. He is only in a cell 10 hours a day. Then that's a great thing. I want him not to be in protective custody. I want him to be at home. I want him to be able to have a chance to get a shank in his neck or in his eye or in his back or in his up his nose. Hello, Dave in Osaka. Good to see you, Dave. Brother Dave, checking in from Osaka, Japan. Good to see you. A long time no see. I hope all is well. There's my merch store. Guys, go check out my merch store. I got coffee mugs, cell phone holders, t-shirts for the ladies, shirts for the guys, and I'm going to add some extra merch to it too. Why isn't he allowed visitors? He's just been acclimated to being a lifer in prison, and you have to get clearance before you can get that. Eventually, he will get visitors. He will get visitors eventually. Does he have access to TV? If he's not in solitary, the answer to that is yes. Do you have stream schedule? I don't. I have a family that I run. I have a business that I run. So this is a part-time thing that I do, guys. I won't be going live every day, but I will give you I'll give you advance notice when I go live. Like with the news conference on Thursday, I'll give you an hour or two advance so you guys know when I'm going live. They need to do the Watts, what they did to Dahmer. There you go, Kimberly. I agree. 100%. So follow my great friend. Subscribe to Joey, BKLYN _67. Check out my friend Josh, who's in the chat. I think it's Josh H. I gotta make sure about that. Don't kill me, Josh. Follow my great friend Josh. He's in here putting up stuff. Black Rose number 11. All the great ones that are in here. There you go. Dave in Osaka in Japan. He's a great friend of all of ours. Hello, I4 Core Photos. Thank you so much for coming in. Pics. Thank you so much for coming in. Good to see you. If he has access to TV, won't they let him do the news, right? It's definitely, there's Josh H. He will have limited access to TV. You don't get cable in jail. It's going to be limited access. I hate that too. Hey, Ron from Ontario, Canada, new sub. Thank you, Joan Campbell. So much for subbing. Thank you so much. Who else is in here? Anthony is in the building. Great to see you. Cowgirl up. You've been in here for a long time. You've been here most of the broadcast, so I appreciate you being in here. Spider, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Ocean Hedonist, good to see you. Rachel Thorne in the building. Apparently has a single cell. Who cares? Guys, who cares about this stuff? I want him to have the hardest time possible. I want the inmates to mess with him. I want him to have a really, really bad time in there. I don't care what he's got, but I want him to be able to have to live with one eye open. I don't want this guy to sleep good at night. I want him to get a miserable night's sleep every night, you know? So, I want to be your channel member. #Ron. There you go. Thank you for that. That's awesome. You guys are all awesome. Yeah, exactly. Dave in Osaka, we got our hands full, and you're leaving us here. You know, like, we need you. Where are you, Dave? We need you. You better start coming around. New sub, enjoying the channel, says Lunar Flower. That's an interesting name, Lunar Flower. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Sue Me, no sleep at all, says Sue Me. Pat, Camaro Pat's in the building. Will somebody will take care of him. Yes, that's what I'm hoping for. I gotta call Mr. Stuff. This freaking chat, I slowed it down and it's still going fast. God. We all can't stand him, Melissa. We all can't stand him. So, Trevor, good to see you. I didn't see you in the broadcast, but Trevor is here. Good to see you, Trev. It's going too fast for me. I slowed it down. Dave, I slowed it down to the slowest that I could slow it down, and it's just still going fast. Hi from Anna. Hello, Anna. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. So, guys, this is what it's going to be. This is what it's going to be. I'm going to give you guys advance notice on Thursday the 7th before the news conference comes out. I'll have the details probably a day or two in advance. I'll do a live broadcast. I'll let you guys know, and then we can set it up. So, yes, I agree. He should have the worst nights and days, says Kimberly. Kimberly, I'm on board with you. I'm on board with you. Thank you for the subscription. Hello from Boston. Good to see you, Kayla. Kaylo. Good to see you. Good to see you. This chat is just flying, guys. It's just flying. Nobody's hating anybody. Guys, if you, listen, you're going to get to know me. For those of you who don't know me, I am as fair and honest as I can be, but I'm no nonsense. I don't put up with conspiracy theories. I don't tolerate it. I don't try to get out misinformation. If I put something out that's not right, I correct it, and I really try to do my homework on a lot of stuff. But what I'm giving you is my inside information on how I know the criminal justice system works, and how prosecutors and how attorneys defend clients in certain situations, because I've been around it. This is a jagaloon-free zone. And what I mean by jagaloons, those are adults who act like children. I don't allow them to flourish here. If you're going to act less than an adult, then you'll be escorted out. Somebody will show you the door, and you'll be out in the cold, in the snow. You guys will be out in the snow. So, hold on. I was just watching your old vid and subscribed to you like 10 minutes ago. Thank you, Cecilia. Thank you. Thank you for that. Holy crap, this is going so fast. DutyRon is a respectable diet and professional retired detective. Yes, but I like to have fun. I like to have fun in the chat. I like to talk. I love this kind of interaction. We're already done talking about what we had to talk about, and I like to get to know. This is my way of getting to know you guys. So if you're here just to hear about the meat and potato and the nitty gritty, and you don't want to get to know me, you just want to go, then that's your prerogative. You could do that. But if you want to get to know me and know about all the things I have to offer, like today I went out to the park and I did some walking. I showed some nature. I did a YouTube broadcast. Some of you guys were in there, and a lot of you guys enjoyed it. So I do a lot of different variety. If you do too much of the same thing, it just gets to be boring. So you have to give your viewership and the people and your friends a big variety of different stuff. If I sat here and talked to you about crime stuff all day long, after a year or so of that, or maybe less, you guys would be just like, I'm sick of this. You get burnt out. It's called burnout. You don't do it all the time. You got to throw in other things, you know? So the walk is nice. You get to see some nice things that go on outside, some regular interaction, and that's what's good about it. Veggie is Hio. That is Hio, guys. The veggie guy or girl is Hio. That's Hio. You seem like a very good soul. Thank you for that, Bren. I try to be. I try to be. I try to be. I try to be a good human being. I try to do the right thing. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. DutyRon took on the Ducks. I did. I did take on the Ducks. You're right about that. And I won. I won. DutyRon, you did not review my channel. I know it's been really busy, but I promise you that I will. I will review your channel. I promise. I promise. I'm glad that I'm making people laugh. I'm glad I'm making people laugh. All right, so we did the shout-outs. We did the shout-outs with the city and state. We're not going to do that again. I can't wait to review the broadcast to see all the shout outs. Ron, your snow shoveling video was good. Yes. See, I did a snow shoveling video too. I took the broadcast out. Hello from the Bronx, but you're now in Alabama. I think I talked to you before. I think I talked to you in the chat. There's a lot of people that are in here that have sent me comments in the chat, and I've answered. Just by a show of hands, who here in the broadcast sent comments to me and I answered them? Just by a show of hands, you could just type one or yes or me. Who here in the broadcast sent me a comment and had me respond to them? I just want to see. You could just put a number one. Number one, thank you. One. Okay, I didn't say who said I didn't respond to them. Just a yes or no. No no's. A lot of yes. I freaking sent a lot of messages back and forth to people. And that's what a lot of people don't do that. I do it. I interact. I send. It doesn't matter if it's small or large. If I have thousands of people to send out messages to, it's a lot of work. There you go. At least you said Bogota. So you see, there's a lot of people here that are putting up ones in the chat that that know that I answer them. You know, so it is what it is. All right, guys. 12:30 at night. I think I'm going to wrap it up. I think I'm going to wrap this up. I think we covered some good ground. I hope I answered some questions for you guys. We still are just left holding the bag. These authorities in Colorado and in Wisconsin, I wish I could talk to them in person and say, what the F are you doing? I wish I could do that. I wish I could do it, but I can't. You're really a cool dude, says Alyssa. Thank you so much for that. I can't wait to spring ahead. That's coming, I think, in a week. It's coming in like a week. You're welcome, Bren. My pleasure. My pleasure. My pleasure. Thanks again for a great live. Thank you, Nana, so much. I greatly appreciate that. I greatly appreciate that. You're welcome. You're welcome, guys. Everybody have a great night, and I will be on here probably one or two more times before Thursday. I'll probably go live about 2 times. Monday night, which is tomorrow night, I'll be live from my job site. I run a security company and I do some executive protection. So tomorrow night at about 11:30 Eastern, I will do a YouTube live, not about Chris Watts. So please, if you want to come on that live, don't ask me questions about Watts. I'm going to do just a regular Q&A where we talk about police and public interaction. We'll listen to some live police calls from my precinct where I worked, and I'll break down some of the live police scanner calls, some of the calls for service, like shots fired, man with a gun, assaults, domestic violence, emotionally disturbed people. The radio is very busy. Hello, Mr. Frats. Good to see you, Ed. So I'm going to do that tomorrow night, sort of like a live PD. We're going to listen to my precinct where I worked, and we're going to break down some of the calls. So if you're into that, you'll hear me, and I'll show me. There'll be the visual, and I'll be out on the field. I'll be out in my car in a mobile, and we'll do a broadcast where we listen to live police calls in a very, very busy area, So if you guys like that kind of stuff, come on in, 11:30 Eastern tomorrow night, and don't come on asking about Chris Watts, because I'm not going to get into it. We need to take a break. It's healthy for all of us to take a break from it. So let's just let it sit for a day. At least for me, I'm going to do that. I'm not going into anybody's broadcast that's talking about it or anything like that. I just want to clear my head. So thank you to each and every one of you who have given Super Chat, who have subscribed, who has gone on and checked out my Patreon, who subbed to me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat is DutyRon52, and Facebook, and all of the social media. Follow me on all social media for all the updates. So God bless to each and every one of you. Thank you for positively interacting in the broadcast. Whistling Dixie, thank you for the Super Chat. Thank you for you guys for positively interacting. Remember, I really respect your time just as you should respect my time. So I thank you guys for taking out your time to watch me, to listen, and to also give positive interaction. That's what this is all about, respect and love. So respect from DutyRon in New York City. I'm wishing you guys a good night. Peace and love. from the DutyRon crew. Thank you for being a part of the family, guys. And thank you to my mods and all the great people in here watching out from my back. I really, really love you guys, and I really respect you. So thank you to my mods. Good night from New York City. Talk to you all soon.